Welcome back to my channel. Everyone, I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates from the 1000 LB Sisters world. Today, we're talking about something that's caught every fan's attention, Tammy Slaton's emotional new chapter with Andrea. The woman who entered her life during one of her most vulnerable times. Fans are now wondering, are Tammy and Andrea still together in 2025? And what's really going on behind the scenes? For those who've followed Tammy's journey from the very beginning, her story has been nothing short of extraordinary. When the show first began, Tammy, then 608 pounds, faced endless battles with her health, her confidence, and her relationships. As seasons passed, we saw her weight climb to 725 pounds. And with it, her emotional struggles became even more intense. But through it all, fans rooted for her to find not just health, but happiness and love too. Tammy's dating life has been one of the most talked about parts of the series. Her first major relationship with Jerry Sykes started in an online BBW chat group. Jerry seemed charming at first, supportive and fun, but things began to fall apart when Tammy wanted more commitment. She hoped for a promise ring, something to symbolize loyalty and love. Jerry wasn't ready, and that left Tammy heartbroken. What made things harder was the emotional honesty Tammy showed during that time. She came out as pansexual, opening up about her attraction to people regardless of gender or identity. It was a brave moment, but it also came with pain. While Jerry claimed her sexuality wasn't the reason for their breakup, fans couldn't help but notice that he left not long after Tammy shared her truth. Following that heartbreak, Tammy reached a turning point. She made the difficult decision to enter a rehabilitation facility, not only to regain control of her health but also to rebuild herself emotionally. It was there that she met Caleb Willingham, a man who understood her struggles better than anyone else could. Their connection was instant, filled with empathy, laughter, and a shared desire to heal. In November 2022, Tammy and Caleb tied the knot, surrounded by friends and family, in one of the most heartwarming moments ever captured on the show. But that happiness was tragically short. Caleb passed away in July 2023, just 7 months after their wedding, leaving Tammy devastated. His death marked one of the darkest chapters of her life. After losing Caleb, fans feared Tammy might retreat into isolation, but instead, she surprised everyone. Slowly, she started to smile again. She began focusing on her health, losing more weight, and finding new strength in her independence. And it was during that fragile, yet transformative period that Andrea entered her life. Andrea's first on-screen appearance came as a total surprise to viewers. During one of Tammy's scenes, she mentioned she was going on her first real date since losing Caleb. There was nervous excitement in her eyes, a mix of hope and fear. Andrea explained that they met through a dating app. "I saw her and she saw me," she said with a shy smile. "We started talking, and soon, chatting became part of our everyday." That first date was more than just dinner and conversation. For Tammy, it symbolized courage, the courage to love again after loss. And when the cameras captured their chemistry, fans couldn't stop talking about it. Tammy giggled like a teenager again, confessing, "Andrea is beautiful. I like everything about her." Her joy was genuine, contagious even. But Tammy being Tammy, she still managed to keep things lighthearted. In one funny moment, she joked about how she hadn't yet farted in front of Andrea, laughing that she couldn't control it when she was asleep. The moment was classic Tammy, unfiltered, funny, and real. A small window into how comfortable she felt in this new relationship. Still, Tammy made it clear she wanted to take things slow this time. "I'm not Amy," she teased, referencing her sister's tendency to rush into relationships. It was a playful jab, but it also revealed her newfound maturity. She wasn't chasing love out of loneliness anymore. She wanted something lasting and respectful. Reports from The Sun later confirmed that Tammy's mystery girlfriend was indeed a woman named Andrea, whom she met around the time of Caleb's funeral. According to a source, Tammy had been happier than ever since they started dating. "Andrea makes her laugh again," the insider shared. "They're really enjoying their time together." At the time, Andrea wasn't featured in 1000 LB Sisters Season 6. But that didn't stop fans from buzzing about her. Social media was flooded with speculation, curiosity, and plenty of support. Some fans even called Andrea the best thing to happen to Tammy since her weight loss surgery. Eventually, Tammy herself confirmed the relationship during a confessional, smiling shyly as she told the camera that she'd been seeing someone for a few months. When she shared the news with her sisters, however, the reaction was complicated. Amy, Misty, And Amanda listened intently as Tammy explained she wanted to approach this relationship differently. But Tammy's tone shifted when she admitted that she wasn't sure how her family would feel about her dating a woman. "It don't matter to me," Misty quickly replied. But Tammy seemed to think her family only tolerated gay people rather than truly accepting them. That comment hurt Amanda, who reminded viewers that her own son is gay. In her confessional, she made it clear that she didn't care about Tammy's partner's gender, she just wanted her sister to be happy and treated right. Amanda's words struck a chord with many fans, showing just how far the family had come in learning to support one another through life's changes. Over time, Tammy's family proved that love truly conquers all. They embraced Andrea, reminding Tammy that her happiness mattered more than anyone's opinion. As Amanda said, "Her sexuality doesn't define who she is. I just want her to be loved, right?" Tammy's journey through grief, self-discovery, and new love became one of the most inspiring storylines of the show's later seasons. It wasn't just about losing weight anymore, it was about emotional healing and learning to trust again. But as the episodes aired, not everyone was convinced Andrea's intentions were pure. Some fans noticed small red flags, like the moment at the bowling alley when Andrea asked Tammy to buy her a pair of shoes. While it might have seemed innocent, others thought Andrea might be taking advantage of Tammy's kindness and fame. And when Andrea suggested meeting Tammy's family on camera during their very first date, some fans saw that as another warning sign. Was Andrea truly interested in Tammy, or was she chasing reality TV exposure? Regardless of speculation, Tammy stayed loyal. She defended Andrea publicly, saying people didn't see what she saw: the genuine affection, the laughter, the companionship she'd longed for. And introducing Andrea to her mom, Darlene, marked a huge emotional milestone. Tammy's mother had always been protective, and seeing Andrea pass that test meant everything. Today, nearly 2 years after they first met, Tammy and Andrea are reportedly still together. Though Andrea's Facebook page lists her as single, that's likely because she hasn't updated her status. Tammy frequently comments on Andrea's posts, especially one from April where Andrea smiles in a violet t-shirt and colorful aviators. Tammy left a simple but powerful comment: "My love." It's moments like that which remind fans that Tammy's heart, after everything it's endured, is still capable of love, laughter, and hope. As Tammy and Andrea's relationship grew, fans couldn't help but notice how much Tammy had changed. Gone was the woman who once lashed out in frustration or doubted her own worth. In her place stood someone calmer, more self-aware, and most importantly, open to love again. This transformation wasn't just physical, it was deeply emotional, the kind that takes time, heartbreak, and courage to achieve. Viewers who had followed Tammy since season 1 knew how far she had come. In the early years, she often hid behind humor and sarcasm to mask her pain. Every failed relationship seemed to deepen her insecurities, feeding herself out. But now, something was different. With Andrea, Tammy appeared softer, more confident, and even more willing to let her guard down. In one of the most heartfelt scenes, Tammy told the cameras, "I didn't think I could ever love again after Caleb. Losing him broke me." Her voice cracked slightly as she looked away, clearly fighting back tears. "But Andrea makes me smile again. She doesn't treat me like I'm broken." For fans, that single confession was everything. Tammy had found someone who didn't see her as a project or a TV character, but simply as Tammy, flawed, funny, kind, and deserving of happiness. Still, even with love blossoming, there were questions that couldn't be ignored. Some viewers raised eyebrows about Andrea's timing. Meeting Tammy so soon after Caleb's death seemed sudden. And critics online wondered if Tammy was emotionally ready for something serious. A few fan forums even debated whether Andrea was filling a void rather than building a genuine bond. Yet, others defended Tammy fiercely, reminding everyone that grief doesn't follow a timeline. She deserves to heal in her own way. One fan wrote on Reddit, "If Andrea brings her joy, that's what matters." On Instagram, photos of Tammy and Andrea started surfacing more often. In one selfie, Tammy looked radiant, wearing her signature glasses and a wide grin, Andrea leaning close beside her. The caption read simply, "My person." Fans flooded the comments with support. "You look so happy, Tammy. And we've never seen you smile like this before." But mixed among the love were a few skeptical voices asking if Andrea was there for the right reasons. Even Amy, Tammy's younger sister, expressed cautious optimism. During one of the family dinners on the show, Amy shared her thoughts in a confessional. "I want Tammy to be happy. She's been through hell and back. But I just don't want her heart broken again." I can't stand to see her go through that pain." Their relationship as sisters had always been layered full of love, teasing, but also moments of frustration. Amy had watched Tammy struggle for years, sometimes losing hope, sometimes fighting with everything she had. And now, watching her big sister smile again after so much loss, Amy wanted to believe it was real. But she also wanted to protect her. Meanwhile, Amanda, the sister who always speaks her mind, was more direct. "I like Andrea," she said on camera, "but I'm keeping my eyes open. Tammy's heart is big, and sometimes that's her weakness." Fans agreed, admiring Amanda's honesty. She wasn't being cruel, she was being the fiercely loyal sister everyone needs. Off-camera, Tammy's emotional growth continued to shine through her social media. She began sharing motivational posts about self-love, recovery, and mental health. One quote she shared read, "You can't start the next chapter if you keep rereading the last one." It was a subtle but powerful message, proof that Tammy was consciously choosing to move forward, even after losing so much. In 2025, Tammy also began exploring new opportunities outside of reality TV. There were whispers online that she might start a YouTube channel or even a podcast focused on body positivity and healing after trauma. Fans speculated that Andrea might join her on this venture, as the two seemed to share similar goals and energy. But as their relationship gained attention, some cracks began to appear, tiny ones at first, barely noticeable, yet enough to stir curiosity among fans. Andrea's sudden request for gifts on camera, like that pair of bowling shoes, raised concerns. It seemed playful in the moment, but eagle-eyed viewers saw something deeper, perhaps a sign of dependency or entitlement. Others thought it might just have been playful banter, blown out of proportion by editing. Still, the internet thrives on speculation, and soon discussions about Tammy's new love life dominated TLC fan pages. Some fans praised her bravery for moving on. Others accused the show of exploiting her grief. A trending post on X, formerly Twitter, read, "Tammy deserves privacy. Not every love story needs to be filmed." Yet ironically, those same people couldn't look away. The world had become invested in her journey, and every update felt personal. In a confessional moment later in the season, Tammy addressed the noise directly. "People are gonna say what they want," she said. "They always have. I can't control what others think. All I can do is live my truth. Andrea makes me happy, and that's enough for me." That single statement silenced many critics. It wasn't defiant, it was peaceful, mature, and heartfelt. Tammy wasn't seeking approval anymore. She was choosing peace, and that, more than anything, was what fans had hoped to see for years. Andrea's presence also seemed to positively impact Tammy's health. She continued to maintain her weight loss, stayed consistent with her checkups, and posted more confidently than ever before. For the first time, fans noticed that her oxygen tube was gone in many of her photos, a powerful sign of how far she'd come. One fan wrote under her post, "This is the Tammy we prayed to see, live, laughing, and loving again." But happiness on reality TV rarely comes without complications. As filming for the new season continued, rumors surfaced that TLC producers wanted to include Andrea in more scenes. Some insiders claimed that Andrea wasn't entirely comfortable being filmed initially, but later changed her mind. Others speculated that Andrea might be embracing the attention a bit too much, as her social media following suddenly skyrocketed. This shift didn't go unnoticed by viewers. "She went from private to public real quick," one fan commented on TikTok. "Hope she's not chasing clout." And yet, despite the noise, Tammy continued to defend Andrea at every turn. She made it clear that her girlfriend wasn't using her, that they shared something genuine. "I've been through fake love before," Tammy said in an Instagram live. "This is different. Andrea's not here for fame. She's here for me." Her voice trembled slightly, but the sincerity was undeniable. Fans could feel it, the vulnerability, the truth in her words. As months passed, Andrea began appearing more frequently in Tammy's posts, and the two seemed inseparable. Whether out shopping, dining, or simply spending time at home, their smiles spoke volumes. Tammy appeared happier, more grounded, and more self-assured than ever. Even her sister Amy admitted during an interview, "I've never seen Tammy like this before. She's glowing." And glow she did. With every passing episode, fans saw a new version of Tammy, one that had fought her way through pain, addiction, and heartbreak, and come out the other side stronger. She was no longer the angry sister or the troubled one. She was finally becoming the woman she had always wanted to be. But just as things seemed picture perfect, storm clouds began to form again. In the final moments of the season, TLC teased that Tammy and Andrea's story might not be as simple as it looked. A producer was heard asking Tammy, "Do you trust Andrea completely?" Tammy paused, looked down, and smiled faintly. "I want to," she said softly. The screen faded to black. It was a chilling cliffhanger, and it left fans desperate for answers. After that haunting pause in the season finale, fans were left in suspense. Social media threads exploded with speculation about what Tammy meant when she said, "I want to." For weeks, no one knew if that answer hinted at hidden tension between her and Andrea or if it was simply an honest moment of some. The first clues came not from the show, but from Tammy's own posts. In early 2025, she shared a quiet selfie. No makeup, soft lighting, a simple caption, "Learning to breathe again." It wasn't dramatic, just raw. Thousands of fans poured into the comments. "We love you, Tammy, you deserve peace, keep shining." To longtime viewers, the difference was striking. She wasn't performing, she was existing, living day by day. Behind the scenes, production insiders later revealed that filming the season had been emotionally taxing. Tammy had struggled with grief anniversaries, therapy sessions, and the constant balance between public visibility and private healing. Andrea had been by her side through much of it, but even love under the lens of a camera can start to crack. Fame magnifies everything, every argument, every silence, every insecurity. What might be a minor misunderstanding for an ordinary couple becomes national gossip when millions are watching. Still, those close to the pair insisted that the bond between them was genuine. They argue like any couple, one crew member shared anonymously, but they always circle back to love. As 2025 unfolded, Tammy and Andrea made a deliberate choice to keep more of their relationship offline. They stopped posting daily selfies and replaced them with snapshots of sunsets, pets, and art projects. Tammy began experimenting with painting abstract, colorful pieces she called freedom art. Fans noticed that Andrea often commented supportive messages under those posts, using heart and butterfly emojis. The art became symbolic of Tammy's evolution, chaotic but beautiful, imperfect but brave. Meanwhile, TLC executives faced pressure from fans demanding updates. Would the new season continue to follow Tammy's romantic life, or shift toward her independence? Rumors spread that Tammy might take a partial hiatus to focus on her health and mental recovery. Some insiders hinted at a spin-off idea centered on self-acceptance and life after extreme weight loss. Whatever direction she chose, it was clear that audiences weren't ready to say goodbye. Among her siblings, reactions were mixed but loving. Amy, balancing her own responsibilities as a mother, remained Tammy's biggest cheerleader. She often told interviewers that she admired her sister's resilience. "Tammy's been through the fire," Amy said. "She deserves joy, however she finds it." Amanda, ever the realist, stayed protective but supportive. "I don't judge Tammy's choices," she told producers. "I just want her to keep that head up. She's got a big heart, it's both her power and her weakness." Her words struck fans because they felt so real, tough love wrapped in care. By mid-2025, tabloids claimed that Tammy and Andrea had secretly gotten engaged. The rumor spread quickly after Tammy appeared in a TikTok wearing a sparkling ring on her right hand. Within hours, hashtags like #TammyEngaged and #LoveAfterLoss began trending. But when asked directly during a Q&A livestream, Tammy laughed it off. "Y'all see a ring and lose your minds," she joked. "It's a promise to myself, not a proposal." The comment earned thousands of hearts and applause emojis. It was Tammy at her most authentic, playful, yet profound. The ring symbolized her commitment to growth, to healing, and to self-love before anything else. Still, Andrea's presence in Tammy's world remained constant. They continued to be spotted together at local events, family cookouts, and charity walks promoting mental health awareness. Fans who met them in person often described the same thing, their warmth. They were holding hands, laughing like best friends. One attendee wrote, "There's no fake TV energy. They're just two people who genuinely enjoy each other." Not everything was smooth. Fame's shadow lingered. Whenever Andrea posted independently, she faced the inevitable wave of judgmental comments accusing her of clout chasing. Some even tagged Tammy, urging her to be careful. It got bad enough that Tammy publicly defended her girlfriend again. "People talk like they know us," she posted. "They don't. If you love me, let me be happy." The post went viral and earned praise for its maturity. Even Amy shared it with a caption, "Preach, sis." Those moments underscored how much Tammy had changed, not just physically but emotionally. In the past, she might have lashed out. Now she chose boundaries and peace. Her fans, once protective, in a pitying way, began to respect her as an empowered woman reclaiming her narrative. By the summer of 2025, Tammy's life looked remarkably different from where she started. She was traveling more, filming less, and reconnecting with hobbies she'd abandoned years before. She attended a wellness retreat focused on grief recovery, and was invited to speak about resilience at a local community event. Her speech, later uploaded by an audience member, quickly circulated online. In it, Tammy said, "People think change just means losing weight. It doesn't. It means forgiving yourself for the things you did to survive. It means finding light even when the world told you that you'd never shine." Those words moved millions. Comment sections filled with messages of gratitude from viewers who saw their own struggles reflected in hers. Meanwhile, Andrea maintained a quieter online presence, but fans noticed she was still part of Tammy's life through subtle interactions, birthday wishes, supportive comments, matching bracelets glimpsed in selfies. They weren't broadcasting their relationship anymore. They were simply living it. For many viewers, that maturity was the true happy ending. Behind production doors, TLC reportedly debated whether to film another season focusing less on spectacle and more on transformation. Executives understood that audiences no longer tuned in just for drama, they tuned in for hope. Tammy had become an unlikely symbol of perseverance. Proof that reality TV personalities could transcend the genre that made them famous. As fall 2025 approached, Tammy posted a short, emotional video montage set to soft piano music. It featured clips of her journey from hospital beds and tears to laughter and sunsets. The final frame showed her and Andrea walking away from the camera, hand in hand, into fading light. The caption read, "Healing isn't loud, it's peaceful." Within hours, it had millions of views and comments like, "This gave me chills. We've watched you grow, Tammy, and we're so proud, and this is what strength looks like." For those who had followed her story since the beginning, it felt like closure, long-awaited exhale after years of tension and tears. Tammy wasn't chasing attention anymore. She was embracing a quieter, truer form of happiness. Whether or not TLC continues to document her life, Tammy's story has outgrown the boundaries of a television show. She has become a symbol for anyone who has fallen, been judged, and chosen to rise again. Her relationship with Andrea may evolve, deepen, or even change completely in the future. But what remains undeniable is the love that helped spark her rebirth. Tammy once said, half joking but half serious, "I used to think my story was about losing weight. Turns out, it was about finding myself." That single sentence sums up everything. Through heartbreak and healing, public scrutiny and private pain, she has turned vulnerability into victory. And so, as 2025 draws to a close, fans look forward, not with worry but with pride. Because wherever Tammy goes next, whether in front of the camera or far from it, she's finally living on her own terms. Her laughter sounds different now, freer. Her smile, once guarded, now reaches her eyes. And perhaps most beautifully, the woman who once doubted she'd ever be loved again has learned that the greatest love story was always the one she built within herself.